to Earstravagent Adventures. I am your host, Rachel, along with Katie, here to whisk you away on another thrilling journey through the magical realms of Disney, Universal, and beyond. This week, we are going in a completely different direction, and we're chatting about an adults-only cruise line, Virgin Voyages. Yay!
I'm so excited to hear about this.
I'm excited to talk about it. But first, thank you to our sponsor, Alonzi Travel, the ultimate family theme park experts. Planning theme park trips and cruises and all kinds of trips can be overwhelming, but Alonzi Travel is here to make it stress-free. With their years of experience, they're your multi-pass to hassle-free travel.
Multi-pass.
Multi-pass. They handle all the details, allowing you to focus on having fun with your loved ones. Whether you dream of Hogwarts or Disneyland or a Virgin Voyage, we've got it covered. Tailoring the trip to your family's needs. Visit alonzi-travel.com/take the trip for a magical adventure. So, Katie, you're going to take it away because
Yes.
on the cruise, so you are going to interview me.
Okay. And I know nothing about your cruise. All I know is that you sailed out of Miami. So tell me the name of the ship and the itinerary. What ports did you go to? All just the general cruise information.
So Virgin is a brand new cruise line and debuted in 2020. So brand spanking new. They're about to have 4 ships, which is almost as big as Disney now. We were on the Valiant Lady, but all the ships are pretty much the same. It's not like Disney where they'll have different venues and stuff, but the venues are kind of the same across the board. So it doesn't matter which ship you're on, they all kind of have the same stuff. Oh, and the itinerary, right. It's a 5-night. It was Miami, and it was supposed to be Punta Cana, and I'm going to say it wrong, Bimini.
Bimini.
Okay. I say it wrong. So Bimini, they have a private beach club there. But Punta Cana got changed, and we went to Grand Turk instead.
Ooh, nice.
No.
Nice. Oh, it was not nice.
We'll get into it. You'll ask me that, I'm sure, later.
Okay. All right. What type of stateroom did you have booked? And what are your overall thoughts of it? How did you feel about it compared to other cruise lines?
So we booked the extra large sea terrace. So it had allegedly more space. I thought the rooms were fine. They're better than Royal Caribbean for sure, but they're not better than Disney in terms of lots of things. So there is not enough storage space. There is not enough space. There's not enough seating, and the bed is not as comfortable. So like you walk into the stateroom, a pet peeve I didn't realize was a pet peeve. So the bathroom, it's open to the sink area, but there's a door for the shower and the door for the toilet. So the shower, it's a stand-up shower, really nice sized shower for a cruise line. Toilet has its own door, but there's no door to the bathroom. And there's a mirror right across. So you don't really have changing privacy. And I very much like to change in privacy. So what I ended up doing was opening the shower door, and it blocked the mirror. And but that's like a little pet peeve. Also, they didn't have any lotion.
Especially like, we're talking adult cruise, so you're probably going to go with your spouse, significant other, and putting on bathing suits. Sometimes that's an activity I want to do without an audience.
Right. Or, like there's a lot of friends trips, a lot of friends were traveling together. And like, I don't need to know you that well.
No, I agree.
No. So that was kind of annoying. And then, just like the width of the stateroom was too narrow. So like we had, I think it was a queen size bed. And then there's this little walkway to the other side where the balcony is. And I'm an average sized person. I had to walk sideways between the wall and the bed because it was too tight, or I'd like hit my arm, hit my shoulder on the TV. So like that was annoying.
Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah, so that's tight. And then like I said, there wasn't a lot of storage space. There was a chair. So, like on Disney Cruise Line, they have a couch that turns into a sofa bed. There is a singular chair. So you're not really like sitting in the stateroom unless you're sitting in the bed. But the hammock on the balcony was really nice. And it was a nice deep balcony, and it had two
Mhm.
chairs plus a table. So like if you didn't want the hammock, you had the two chairs, and the hammock was really nice. I couldn't use it on sea days because it was too much movement for me. But
Mhm.
the port days, I fell asleep in it reading my book. So I was a happy
Yes.
camper.
That I saw the hammock on your Instagram stories and I was like, that looks delightful.
Mm-hmm.
That so
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you a question. If there is not the couch, do most of the stateroom categories only sleep two for Virgin Voyages?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do have solo cabins though. So a lot of cruise
Oh.
lines, if you travel by yourself, you're
Hmm.
paying basically double. But on Virgin, they do have solo cabins, and you're not penalized, quote unquote, for traveling solo. They're meant for,
That's nice.
yeah, it's
That
really
is really nice.
hmm
Okay, so let's talk about the thing you were most excited about,
what?
which was the food.
Oh, the food.
That's what you said last week. You said you were
Yeah.
most
Yeah. Well,
excited
I
about the
like I don't
food.
know. Did I change my mind? No, the food truly was great. The best I've had, with the exception of Remy's. Remy's is the best cruise line food I've had. However, Remy's is an extra fee.
Hmm.
Every food item, with the exception of one thing, was included. So like the test
That's
kitchen,
nice.
which is a seven course experimental menu, that's included. The really nice Mexican place, like everything is included. The galley, which is more like a food hall, I would
Mhm.
yeah, I would 100% call that a food hall because all the food is made to order. So the food
No
hall is
buffets.
included, no buffets. The really great pizza is included. There's stuff everywhere. The only thing that wasn't included was afternoon tea. But afternoon tea was like $30, and you got a glass of champagne. So
And I saw that on your Instagram story too, and it looked like it was a lot of snacky and delicious looking things for $30. That
it
looked
was
well worth it.
true afternoon tea. Yeah. And the
Oh,
plus the, like I
love
said,
that.
plus the glass of champagne. And I will say, like
Mhm.
all the cocktails on board, like we can talk about more the alcohol because that's completely different, but nothing was more than like $18. Even the
Uh,
really bougie cocktails, nothing was more than $18.
Well, that's nice. Yeah. So
Yeah,
what
so
was
food,
the
go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, what was the best restaurant that you went to?
I had three favorites, but for different reasons. So the pizza
Okay.
place was great. It was wood oven pizza, kind of Naples style. It was great. We went there twice. The Italian place was also great. So Extra Virgin is the Italian place. My husband got a steak. It was phenomenal. We both were like, first of all, it was cooked perfectly. It had a great like butter topper. It was great. But I had the gnocchi, and it was perfectly cooked, pillowy soft, great. And then the surprise one for us was pink agave. We're from Texas, so we have
Mhm.
Mexican food. Uh,
Everywhere.
Pink agave is Mexican food, and it was awesome. The only thing I didn't like was the guacamole. Their guacamole was very much just like mashed up avocado,
Mhm.
but they had like an elote-esque dish, which was delicious. They made their tortilla chips from their tiny corn tortillas. Those were great. I had chicken enchiladas for an appetizer. The chicken enchiladas were like this long, so like really, really small, but they were great. And they had a duck because in Mexico, duck is a very
Yeah.
common thing. It was delicious.
I mean, there's nothing better than eating chips and salsa on a cruise ship
They
anyway.
didn't give
I
they
mean,
don't give you chips and salsa.
what?
True Mexican restaurants don't give you chips and salsa.
Well,
You're thinking
I like
Tex-Mex, but this
I
was
like Tex-Mex. I like
yeah.
ours.
Well, this was still really, really good, and even like the test kitchen, the six course thing.
Mhm.
Like I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but people that were asking us about it were like, you know what? For how much I paid for it, it was perfect
And
because
to
it's
not have that
included.
extra fee of the,
Mhm.
because I get asked that a lot about Royal, because there are so many restaurants these days that have that additional fee, you know,
Yeah, it's so
to
annoying.
get,
And on Virgin, like I could go anywhere and I didn't have to pay for any. anything outside of alcohol and like it's afternoon tea. Now the restaurants, you do need advanced reservations for all of them.
I was just about to ask that. Is how
Yes.
that process works. Can you make it beforehand? Do you have to make it when you get on board?
This is my most frustrating element for Virgin. So their app is still very much a work in progress and it crashes often. But you can only do things on the app. And
Okay.
everything is on the app. So your dining opens, I think it was 60 days early. And apparently it's at midnight. I didn't know it was at midnight. Other people knew it was at midnight, but I got all the places that I wanted, but it's
Good.
not the full inventory. So my original book dining times were horrible. They were like 8 and 9:15. But they save inventory for the first day and they also save inventory for walk-ups. So the second you get on that Virgin Wi-Fi, which starts when you're in the terminal, you can start changing stuff. You can start pre-booking stuff.
Oh,
So
nice.
for you and I, this is a detriment because you can't pre-book the grog
Yeah.
walk. You can't pre-book the speakeasy. You can't pre-book a spa. You can't pre-book anything but dining and shore excursions. And you don't know what you can pre-book until like 2 days before.
Because you can't see it.
Because you can't.
Until
Like there are plenty of blogs and stuff that'll tell you the things that could be there. So I had a list of like, once this opens up, let me add. But then like adding it, the app is frustrating. You can create a love list, but the love list doesn't go into your agenda. You can't see your agenda when you're looking at the itinerary. So like you could possibly accidentally overlap or mess things up. So it was annoying. But there was a ton of really cool stuff. So I said the grog walk. So the grog walk is one of the really popular things on the cruise. They had it, I thought it was only going to be once, but they had it, I think 3 or 4 times throughout the sailing. And you go to 4 of the different bars on the cruise ship. I think it was $50 a person, but you get 4 cocktails. So kind of works out.
Yeah.
And you're in a group of people, you wear masks, you play games, you just like have a good time walking around the
Like
ship.
masks like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for our listeners, it's like a masquerade mask. They give them to you so you don't have to bring them, but it's a masquerade mask and you don't have to wear it. It just helps them identify you as part of the group. And you go to 4 different bars, have 4 different cocktails, and have a great time. The other one that I had heard great things about that I wanted to do, it's called Shot for Shot. So it is a mixology class and they teach you how to photograph your drinks.
You love that.
Yeah. So Shot for Shot, it wasn't a true mixology class because they just like gave you everything and you just dump stuff in a cup. So it wasn't like a true mixology, but they did a good job showing you how to take pictures of using portrait mode and different functions on iPhones and things like that. So that was really cool. On the speakeasy, I was on the fence about the speakeasy. I love speakeasy. I think they're super cool. But my husband was like, I don't know. So we did it. And it was like legit. I thought it was just going to be like in the corner of one of their bars. No, they took us to like this crew only spot and just had us sit around and wait. And then they took us into the bowels of the ship and they confiscated our phones. Literally in like those like Comic-Con pouches that are sealed, that are locked, like you can't get your phone out. And we were in the whole of the ship and we had 3 tiki style cocktails.
That is really fun. Like that feels like a Titanic moment.
Yeah, it was really cool because I'm just thinking, I've been to like mock speakeasies before and they're never really like a true speakeasy, but no, they had Wilson from Castaway. Just do a little volleyball. And they had like, it looked like this guy was a stowaway. He had like, there was like a sleeping bag set up and it was really cool. It was really cool. I'm glad we did that.
That's so fun. And I mean, like I said, I was watching along on your Instagram story. And so like it looked like you and your husband really got into like the playfulness of Virgin Voyage.
Yeah. And I mean, we didn't though. We were just being ourselves. And that's what the biggest takeaway that I got from Virgin. And I've already told my friends, like, Virgin, I feel like, is one of the cruise lines where you can just be yourself, however that is to you, and nobody cares. I feel like
Mhm.
on like Disney, people and maybe it's because they have kids around, but like they're putting on a fake persona, whatever,
Mhm.
like a vacation
Mhm.
face. No, Virgin, you people are just they are who they are. They dress how they want to dress. They do what they want to do, and they just live their best lives, and nobody cares.
Well, I mean, that I very much got that like free and easy
Yeah,
vibe from your Instagram stories. I
yeah,
mean, your husband did a seahorse race.
yeah.
Like,
And he did it silly, and it was like a lot of fun. Yeah.
yeah. What did you think of the service? You know, we always say that Disney is like the gold star level of service for cruise lines. How did
Yeah,
you feel
I
that Virgin compared?
I would still agree with that. Nobody does cruise service
Mhm.
like Disney. Were they weren't bad, but they
Okay.
weren't good. They were just supremely neutral, like what you'd expect at maybe like a 4 or 5 star hotel. Like they're not really going out of their way for you, but they're not being jerks either. So
Mhm.
I don't know. The Happenings cast, they were all really cool. So the Happenings cast is their version of cruise directors. They all have like
Mhm.
weird names, but you'll see them throughout the ship and like they are really cool to interact with. They are really great and they make your cruise a lot of fun. But the general staff, like,
Yeah. Yeah, kinda like Royal. Like, they're not doing a bad job, but, you know, they're
no. So Royal, I feel harassed on a Royal Caribbean cruise. So this is
Oh,
what
really?
yeah, so this is what I love about Virgin is like Royal, they're trying to sell you drink package. They're trying to sell you to come to the casino. They're trying to sell you on getting a dining package. They sell, 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 sell. No one bothered
Mhm.
me at all on the Virgin cruise. The only time I
Yeah, I
interacted
haven't
with
had
somebody.
that experience on Royal with the upselling. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It was to the point where we had to tell the guy, look, we already told you no, you need to leave us.
Mhm. Mm.
It was
Mhm.
like every day. It was horrible. I hated it. And
Yeah, I don't care for that either.
no,
I'm not a fan. Or
so
all inclusives that really push a timeshare on you when you're there. Like, I don't yeah.
leave me
I'm
alone.
here
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here on vacation. I've already
Yeah.
paid for this vacation. I'm here on this one.
Leave me alone. So they
Mhm.
like the cast, the general staff didn't really bother you. And, they really only talk to you if you talk to them, um, which was nice. And there is no smoking except in like 2 designated areas. So I never
Nice.
smelled cigarette smoke, not even in the casino that they have because they don't allow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was
That
really
is
nice.
yeah.
My
I would like that.
back real quick back to the staterooms. They don't do turn down service. They only clean your room once a day.
Oh.
And
Do
they
they
don't
do animals? Do you have little
no,
tail animals? What?
no.
Oh,
That's
I don't know.
that's like
I gotta
whatever.
have a
Like
tail
I
animal.
was kind of like, oh man, but it's
Mhm.
also an adult only cruise line, so like okay, I get
Yeah.
it. But also I love a turn down service.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that
I
was
do too.
that was sad face, but
And I love a towel animal. I may be an adult, but, like, I love a
yeah,
towel animal.
I do too. So
Yeah.
you don't get those two things, but it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Trivia. Was there trivia? I know you were a trivia master.
So yes and no. Like there was really
Okay.
so many other unique things to do that we didn't really do trivia at all. And they had trivia, but that really wasn't the focus. They had
Mhm.
one day we did morning mind vendors, and they did different mind games. So one was like a crossword word search.
Mhm.
One was, and then you did a Sudoku, and then you had to name all the 50 states, put them where they go on the
Oh,
map.
yeah.
I'm like, that's cool. They had a speed puzzle challenge. So like you would get with a group of people and you have an hour to finish 1,000 piece puzzle. And they
Okay.
had karaoke with the drag queen. They had the seahorse thing that I did that we can talk about. They had like it was just unique stuff. So while they did have
And
some trivia, it was other stuff too.
it sounds like there's a broad interest range too.
Mhm.
Like, you could be in your 20s and have a great time, and you could be in your 60s and still have a great time, just from that little example right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's the entertainment is really good too. So like the first night we did the
Mhm.
Misbehave show, which is a chaotic. crazy, makes no sense, hilarious show. And one of the questions that she asked was, who's the oldest person on the ship? And there were people from 20 to 70.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
like, I think mostly though, the age range was like between 30 and 50. I think most of the
Mhm.
people were in that grouping, but it was a huge age range and like just the testament to the be yourself thing. Like everyone was just there coexisting perfectly fine. I saw no fights, no arguments. People were just living their best life.
Just having fun.
Hmm.
All right. So you ready to talk about the ports, or do you have anything else to say about the entertainment? Uh,
Well, let's talk about the drink stuff because that's probably the
oh,
biggest
okay.
question. Yeah. So how Virgin does it is you can do what they call sailor loot or bar tab.
Mhm.
So sailor loot can be used for anything, whereas your bar tab is specifically for your bar tab. And
Okay.
when we booked our cruise, there was a promotion that where you got a free $200 bar tab. So I'm like, great, this is wonderful. So
Yeah.
you did that, and any alcohol anywhere was just taken off of the bar tab, including at Bimini, their private island. The stuff that we pre-booked, those like the grog walk,
Mhm.
the speakeasy, the shot for shot, those things included alcohol, but they were not towards your bar tab. So that's really important to know. They don't,
Okay.
even though it is alcohol, they don't go towards the bar tab. So you can
Because
make,
it's an experience too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
which whatever, it's out. I feel like it should have gone to the bar tab, but whatever, I don't make the rules. So
Yep. Yeah.
so you can pre-purchase as much as you want, and after like a certain dollar amount, Virgin will give you a credit as well. So totally up to you how you want to spend it. We barely hit the 200.
I wanted to know if you went over because we're not drink package people,
No.
especially if we have our kids. Even if the kids are not with us, we're hard pressed to hit that high number of drinks that you need to make
Yeah,
it,
it's like
you
10
know,
a day, including shore
yeah,
days. Yeah.
yeah. Like I'm never gonna, I'm kind of a lightweight, but like $200, I could probably get everything I wanted on $200
Yeah, and
for
it
a
was
5 night
5 night.
cruise.
Yeah, it was a 5 night cruise. And so
Mhm.
we had like one or two drinks with dinner. And then he had a couple drinks at the island, and afternoon tea went towards the bar tab. If we didn't have afternoon tea, we wouldn't have made it. So, but yeah, we just barely scraped by. And I think between the mix of like doing the grog walk and the shot for shot, like
Mhm.
we had plenty. But like I said earlier, like the drink prices are not crazy. No, I really don't think anything was over $20. I take that back. If you wanted like expensive scotch, you know,
Yeah.
or expensive
Yeah.
tequila, like the really, really expensive stuff, okay. But like in general, if you're ordering cocktails, they're a normal price. And they had, I'm sure across the boat, but like a test kitchen, it was really cool. They had regular cocktails, low alcohol cocktails, and non-alcoholic cocktails. So,
Oh.
and they had at test kitchen, you could do a cocktail pairing with your
Mhm.
meal. If we weren't doing the grog walk that night, I would have, because that would have been really cool, especially with a low alcohol option. Like, great,
Yes.
I'm always interested, like, how do you pair a cocktail with food?
Mhm.
Like, I get the wine and food, but a cocktail with food? It was really intriguing. So next time we take one, we're gonna do a cocktail pairing with the meal.
My husband would be in heaven. He loves a pairing menu. He loves, like, a chef's menu, all that stuff, but like cocktails. And I would like it because of the low alcohol.
Yeah,
Like I
that was
said,
really
I'm a
cool.
lightweight, like 2 drinks and I mean, you saw me at Disneyland. You've seen me. You know?
Well, and also at all the restaurants for $25, you can do a prefix menu with a pairing. And
Oh, nice.
$25 for 3 course with 3 drinks, that's a great
That's
price.
that
Yeah.
is.
Otherwise, like, and this was what I wasn't so sure about. You can order anything on the menu that you want as much as you want. Just like
Oh,
at a regular cruise. So like
yeah.
I ordered 2 appetizers and an entree and a dessert at Pink Agave because they told me how small they were. And I'm like, cool, I can have two this. But if
Mhm.
or I ordered 2 entrees at Extra Virgin because I wanted to try the pappardelle and I wanted to try the gnocchi. So I ordered both and it's
Yeah,
included. So
go for it.
yes.
Hey.
Yeah. So the bar tab is really cool. It's really unique to Virgin, and I prefer
Mhm.
that because then I can just be like, all right, $200, especially when they give you a promotion. Like it's free money, free dollars.
Yeah,
I love free dollars.
that's nice.
Yeah, and then my husband can do what he wants. They never
Mhm.
ask you to they never ask you to sign a bill. So even if you're ordering a drink, you don't give gratuity because your gratuity is included with the cruise fare. So we scanned our little wrist thing, never had to see a bill beyond that.
I love the idea of the gratuity already being included. This
For
is a
everything.
highly debated topic in the cruise community. I have seen some Facebook groups go crazy over that. And, the big consensus is just add it into the cruise fare. If we don't see
Mhm,
it, it's there and we'll just pay for it. And I
mhm.
love
You're
that
gonna make
Virgin's
me
doing
pay
that.
for it anyways. So just add it to my
Just
cruise fare
add
and
it.
leave me alone about it. So that's another
Yeah.
really great thing that Virgin does. Like it's not an add-on. It's
Hmm.
included with your cruise fare. And I never had to sign a bill, which
That's
I
nice.
hate that. Like it stresses me out because then I'm like, I have to give gratuity. I didn't already pay for this. Like now I have even more I have
Hmm.
to like it was just so stressful. So Virgin, like it just was one less stressor for me.
Hmm.
Now,
I
before
like
we
that.
talk about the ports, though, we should talk about the package that we did. We did the Splash for Romance package.
Oh,
Worth it because we got priority boarding. So we boarded
oh,
the ship before 2 o'clock, and we got there. We got to the port around like 1:30 because our
hmm,
original boarding time was at 2. I'm like, well, let's just get there early. So I can scope out how it works and getting on in the terminal and everything. So because we had to Splash the Romance, we didn't have to wait in any of the long lines that were there.
nice.
And people had already lined up for the 3 o'clock boarding time at 1:30. So we didn't have to do any of that. And then, like I said, once we got in the terminal on the Virgin Wi-Fi, we could make all of our bookings. So I was booking the grog walk. I was booking everything I wanted to do. We booked. If we had gotten like a 4 p.m. boarding time, a lot of that stuff was already gone.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that was really nice. You
Which
also
is probably why people were lined up early.
yeah. Yeah. Because
They wanted the
you know
Wi-Fi.
how that's the annoying thing about Virgin, but once you get in, then you can book it.
Mhm.
We also got a bottle of champagne, which we could order at any time. We got a 1 day, 3 hour pass to what their rainforest room. So their thermal spa. So the
Oh,
sauna, the
nice.
mud room, all that stuff. We got a specialty juice every day, which I never used because I don't drink juice. Twice they brought us desserts to the stateroom. And
Oh,
then I
like
think,
just surprised you with
yeah,
desserts?
like one day
Oh,
it was
nice.
macarons, another day it was truffles, and I think there was something else. I can't remember now, but all it was $200, and a bottle of champagne by itself is 100. The thermal
Worth it.
spa for 3 hours is $75 per person. So between those two
Mhm.
things, it's already paid for itself.
That's way worth it. Oh,
Yeah.
circling back to food real fast. Did you order room service? Because I'd heard good things
Good.
about their room service.
I did. It's bougie. I ordered a chicken noodle soup because I wasn't feeling super great one day. And
Mhm.
how it was delivered was really cool. So a friend of mine also retroactively told me that the hack. So it's a $10 room service fee unless you
Okay.
order something that has a charge. So if I had ordered a beer, the room delivery fee would have been waived. But I just ordered chicken
Oh,
noodle soup and popcorn. So
that's a good hack.
yeah, but the chicken, how it
Yeah.
came, it was really cool. So it came in a bowl with a lid, and then on top of it was like a cat, like a caddy, and in it was
Hmm.
a thermos. The thermos had the broth for the chicken noodle soup.
And then you did a little pour situation.
You do a little pour situation. Yeah, so that was really cool. It was good. The men they didn't have as much as I would like on the menu, but
Hmm.
it's room service, so that was a really nice. Yeah, but so room service was good. And so the champagne, they have the really cool feature called Shake for Champagne. So
Hmm.
basically
I've heard of this.
anywhere you're on the cruise ship, if you just have the Virgin app open, you don't have to go anywhere specific in the app. You just open the Virgin app and you shake your phone. There's a couple screens, but they will come find you. So I did it at the restaurant and I told my waiter, I'm like, hey, I know I could order this from you, but I think this is cute. I want to just try it. So I shook for champagne, and like 7 minutes later, a guy came down with my bottle of champagne and ploop.
I would shake it too much. We would get too much
Yeah.
champagne because, like, I would want to do that because
It's so fun.
like
Like
magic.
now that I know how it works and everything, like I think we'll have less activities planned for our next one, but I'll just like
Mhm.
shake for champagne when we're in one of the lounges and just sit on our sip on our champagne for the
Yeah.
day.
I agree.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah, that sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we moving on to the ports.
Yeah.
What are you
And
thinking?
yeah. So like I said, they switched the port from Punta Cana to Grand Turk. Grand Turk was to me, a really big letdown. The island was lame. There wasn't much to do. So I
Mm,
didn't book a shore excursion. I just checked out the beach and got back on the boat and read my book and took a nap. And that was a
mhm.
great life choice. Bimini was really nice. I did like the beach club. I was not feeling great that day and it was really hot, but they have two pools. They have a bunch of cabanas. It's right on the beach. The food that they have, the food is included when you're at the beach club and it's all good
Nice.
food. It's like really good Caribbean food. They have a pool party with floats. Like it is a real like Bimini itself is okay. There's
Mhm.
nicer Caribbean islands, but how they have it set up is really fantastic. There was water everywhere. There's no reason
Mm,
for you to not have water. They had just like the water refills and cups everywhere. They had bars
love that.
where you can use your bar tab at the beach club.
Mhm.
They had a shuttle that took you from the boat to the beach club, and it took like 7 minutes on that. So Bimini is
That's good.
great. So if you're going to Bimini, great, great, great. Grand Turk.
Yeah.
So that was a bit
What
that was my
why was it changed? Do you know?
they didn't really give a reason.
Okay.
So I don't know, but it's not where I wanted to go. But it's fine
Yeah.
because everything else we had a great time. That and even that,
Mhm.
like I'm like, I don't really mind like taking a nap and reading my book. It's fine.
I love to stay one excursion day, like one shore
Yeah.
day on the ship.
I would say
I
it's like
always like to
Nassau,
do that.
like I don't get off
Yeah.
on Nassau. So that's kind of what this was.
Yeah. Cozumel is mine. Like, yeah,
Yeah. It's fine.
nah, eh, I don't need to do it, you
Yeah.
know?
I do wish they had more shore excursions, but it's still a new cruise line and they're still finding
Mhm.
vendors and they do high quality vendors. So that's nice. They're still figuring their stuff out. As time goes on, they'll probably have more, but it's definitely is a curated selection for sure.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So is this the first time you've sailed out of Miami or
Yeah.
was
Yeah. So
yeah?
we went in like a day and a half early and we explored Miami. I loved Miami. I had heard that Miami was very like snobby and very
Mm,
fashion and all that stuff. And it's probably just the places we went, but Little Havana was great. I'm wearing my bright in your face Little Havana shirt. Little Havana and Windward were the two places that we went. Wynwood is where all
mhm.
the graffiti is. I loved it. Little Havana was great. We had great food. We stayed on not South Beach. We stayed in Miami Beach. We had a great time. I enjoyed Miami. I won't go back to Miami just to go to Miami, but if I have a
Yeah.
cruise that sails out of Miami, there's lots of really good things to do, really good food. We had a great time. No
So
complaints.
great place to pre-stay before the cruise. And how is the cruise terminal?
It was
Like just the
really
port of
nice.
Miami?
Real well, Virgin has their own terminal, which was
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know that.
yeah, so they had their own terminal. It was really easy. Like I said, we got there around 11:30. We were boarding the boat at 1:45.
That's
So
awesome.
really easy, seamless. They don't pre-send you luggage tags, which was weird. But there are porters and they put luggage tags on when you get there.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was kind of weird. But
Yeah.
otherwise, everything else about the port was pretty much the same as
Okay.
other ports that I've been to. Yeah.
No big problems. You were glad you came down so early
Oh
because
my
that
God.
was
That day was the day that all that software crashed. So there was
mhm.
actually, I think, where is it? At Grand Turk, there was about 100 passengers who they let board at Grand Turk because they missed their flights. And like that's an
Wow.
exception because, at,
Yeah.
yeah. But this is
Yeah.
why we say you go early because you never know what kind of shenanigans are going to happen. And
Oh.
luckily, we were there.
Mhm.
We did leave the port about an hour late, but
That's
I
fine.
was there. I was where I was supposed to be. I didn't
You
have to
were
worry
on the
about
boat.
the airport because I was on the boat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So, final takeaway. I heard you already say that you're planning on going back on a Virgin Voyage.
Yep, we definitely did the onboard booking to get the $600 sailor rate.
Yes.
We did that, and we are looking at going to Greece next year.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
ooh,
Yep,
yes.
yep.
I can't
So,
wait to hear about this one.
and next time I am getting a tattoo. The tattoo parlor on board, I was so tempted, so
There's
tempted.
tattoos.
Yeah,
There's
there's a
tattoos on board.
yeah, you can get tattoos on board. And I saw a lady, I befriended one who got one. It was so great. It's a fine line one she got on her ribs. It's a
Hmm.
squid holding a glass of champagne. So cute.
That is
And
cute.
I saw how good it was. So I'm like, now next time,
Yeah.
we're for sure doing that. But yeah,
Cruise ship tattoo.
you can book a tattoo appointment on board.
I love it.
I
I
mean,
love it.
there's like a ton that I could say about Virgin. We don't, have endless amounts of time, but overall, the things that impressed me far outweighed the things that didn't impress me, and the things that didn't impress me were inconsequential. Like it's
Hmm.
not make or break. Like some of the things about Royal like really bother me, and they deter me from booking
Hmm.
it because I don't like the smell of cigarette smoke. I don't like being
Hmm.
nickel and dime. Like there's a lot of things that I don't like.
Hmm.
But Virgin, like the stuff that I didn't like, the layout of the room, I can get over that. Not having turned down, I can get over, like, let's calm
Yes.
down. First world problems, I can get over that. Yeah,
Hmm.
but overall, I told my friend, I was like, it's one of those few vacations where it exceeded expectations, and I'm excited to do it again.
Well, yay. I'm glad you shared it with us. I loved hearing about it. Now I want to go and I've got to check to see if I could squeeze one in.
You need to, it's definitely one of those, like, you really don't know how much you enjoy it until you go on it. Like, because
Mhm.
cruises are cruises, but it really is a different cruise line. And I was telling Joe, I was like, you don't realize how much you want a vacation where no kids are around until you have one,
Yeah.
and you don't hear screaming kids at dinner. You don't have
Yeah.
screaming kids in the shows, which we didn't even talk about, which were phenomenal. So, we can circle back to that another time. But like having no kids, young kids, there's
Mhm.
really something to be said for that. I know everyone loves their children, but it's also nice to have a vacation where you don't have to worry about your kids.
But I don't love other people's children on the cruise ship.
Right.
Mine are very well behaved. I'm a
Not
wonderful
everybody,
mother,
yeah.
but
And then
everybody
like
else's
not
with
being
the
able to
elevator
splash that
business.
on the pool, in
Oh,
the pools,
yeah.
not having kids kicking and screaming and monopolizing the pool. Like it's really
Mhm.
nice. So, lots of positives. And if you want to check it out for yourself, any of our listener viewers, you just get in touch with one of our Alonzi travel specialists who can tell you all the great things about Virgin and help you. The new ship is setting sail next year. So we're excited. There's four sailings. I'll be doing Greece next year, so stay tuned for Greece. But out of Miami, solid option. We have great options for you to tour Miami, great sailing options. So alonzi-travel.com/take the trip. And me or Katie or one of our other agents will be happy to help you. And make sure to like and subscribe so you can get all of our great content.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.